Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We've got our second game of 5 coming at you live here in the Beyond the Summit studio. Day 13 of Starladder Season 10 European coverage resumes on. We've got Cloud9 continuing on in their gauntlet, going up against Team Cleave. Cloud9 hot off their win over MYM. Let's see if they can carry that momentum into another victorious game. I'm Zyori, joined remotely by David Parker, a.k.a. BTS Gods. What's going on, buddy?
Hello. I'm pretty good. Enjoying a good night of Dota 2 action here in Australia. Got my ginger beer and just had some good Dota so far.
Ginger beer. Yummy. Let's take a look at the grid here, see what everyone's working on. Cloud9 are currently 3-2. They're actually 4-2 now, as they did take that win over MYM earlier today. So this is a big day for them. They'll be able to scoot their way up in the standings if they continue on their streak of victory. And Team Cleave, well, they have not been off to the best start. They're 1-5 right now, and, well, this could be a big win for them if they could upset Cloud9 here, Parker.
Yeah, that's the dream. But Cloud9 have been pretty solid all in all. Cloud9 so far pretty cruisy. Their Starladder, they had a bit of a tough match yesterday, but all in all, even though they've got the 2 losses, I mean, they're in a pretty good position after the wins today. And I mean, I feel like Cloud9 is definitely a team who should be qualifying for the LAN finals based on their consistency and just overall play and how well they did at the LAN tournament in China. But
is
you
it
never
the
know.
top 4 teams in EU qualify? Is that how it works this season?
Yes, I believe it's top 4 still.
Top 4.
Yes.
Oh.
4 Europe, 2 China, 1 America, and 1 SEA. So Korea's been replaced with SEA this season.
I have to pull up the grid again, but that's not that easy, actually. There are at least 5 teams that could easily make it. Na'Vi, Tinker, Secret Alliance, and Cloud9. But then you've got some of these other mystery dogs, the new Fnatic that haven't played a game yet. GoBlack's team I look at as a potential contender, and Empire have only played 2 games. So this is a pretty stacked group stage here.
Yeah. New Virtus Pro is playing really well. Like, I've actually been impressed by Virtus Pro, and they've been playing as well. So you look at a team like Alliance, they've got 4 losses. Alliance are in a lot of trouble. I mean, it's not like you play a lot of games, but 4 losses already. Like, you're in a position where if you're Alliance, like you gotta kind of like win most of the rest of your games if you want to qualify for the finals.
Yeah, it's definitely something they'll need to keep on the back burner here. Looking at this draft, though, Cloud9 off to a pretty solid start. They were able to first pick the Lycanthrope as they chose to ban out Mirana and the Brewmaster, and Nature's Prophet and Tinker, the 2 banned out by Cleave. They picked up Batrider and the Wraith King, but these Cloud9 heroes just looking a little bit more scary. A lot of signature pickups as well. There's the Fada Puck once more.
Yeah, the Fada Puck is absolutely fantastic. We may be getting to see another farming Bristleback, though. That was what Cloud9 had a very rough time against yesterday. That safe lane farming Bristleback with the Batrider pick probably fits what Cleave are trying to do here. I mean, they've got a strong trial-in with the Wraith King Jakiro support duo. They can push down towers with the Jakiro Liquid Fire, and then Bristleback is just that absolute beast in the front lines. As we saw yesterday, if he gets farm, he's not a fun hero to go up against.
Do you think they'll do a pocket pick Wisp here at the end to really get that Bristleback as big as he can be? That's how we saw him really ball out of control yesterday.
I think they need a mid hero. Like, they could run like a core Jakiro or Batrider mid, like Jakiro off lane, but I think their best bet is getting some kind of a mid hero last. Like a Death Prophet, I think would be really good for their draft. Gives them additional pushing power and just like another source of damage. And Death Prophet just is such a good hero right now. I'm actually surprised it's been completely ignored in this draft. I don't think Cloud9 need it. Like, you've got the Lycan, which is a lot of pushing power, but for Cleave, I think it fits their draft really well.
Yeah, now Cloud9 pick up the Beastmaster, and he is pretty good in the offlane on the Dire side. He can stack up the Ancients quite easily, and we'll be able to clear them out and even just help out Lycan. Sharing is caring sometimes. But sort of an odd pick. I feel like the Beastmaster is most often used with the Tinker or any other BOT hero because you can teleport to the little hawk, so there is some pretty cool synergy there. But you really don't see Rexxar too often.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, use him with something like a Tinker or use him against a Tinker. Like, you want to use him against these annoying heroes who hide with their Blink Daggers, but Beastmaster doesn't really... He's good against Batrider, okay. You talk about heroes who hide and use their Blink Daggers. Batrider is often looking to initiate over trees, and that's where Hawk can help you, but I think Cloud9 maybe have something plan with their 5th pick to make this Beastmaster make a bit more sense. At the same time, it does give them some Roche potential. Like if you get an early point in your aura, the Inner Beast, you can go for a fairly early Roshan and have a lot of pushing power. So not a bad hero. I'm not a big like you say, Beastmaster normally in the off lane, but I think the hero is actually pretty decent mid, and even as a 4th position hero, is pretty good. He can get
really
just,
you like the 4th position Beastmaster? I would say that's where he's least strong compared to mid or off lane.
It's kind of gotten to the point where like teams just don't even pick supports half the time. But I don't think he's. I think it's probably similar to the offlane where it's very volatile running him as a like 4th position hero, because offlane he can get zoned out completely, and you can also have his tower push. Like you can throw axes from afar, but if there's a true push coming with like a Jakiro liquid fire, you're probably not defending. So I think it's that's probably why he isn't picked much, because laning Beastmaster is the probably the trickiest part of the hero. Other than that, he's a great hero. Raw going through PKB, good aura, great. I mean, having map control is one of the most important things in the game, and that's what his Hawks offer him. But the laning is just a bit awkward. Similar to like something like Omni Knight. Omni Knight would be a lot more commonly picked if laning him wasn't such a disaster. Like we've seen the Denial team, the French team, running him like solo mid and stuff, and it's worked out all right. So
yeah,
laning these kind of awkward melee heroes sometimes is where you have the most problems.
Yeah. Cloud9 will grab Visage with their final choice, a signature Owie 2000 pickup, though it is somewhat rare to see Cloud9 play the Visage without the Dro Ranger. Visage has just been nerfed so much over the last few patches that he's really fallen. How the mighty have fallen. I remember the days of Visage being first pick, first ban every single game, and now he's really just kind of a pocket pick, but a powerful player-hero duo nonetheless.
Yeah, it's a pretty strong hero nonetheless, and Cleave not really going for like true late game necessarily. Like we saw Bristleback can be a late game hero, Wraith King theoretically can be as well, but mid game is kind of where Cleave are looking to shine with the Blink Dagger and the Batrider timing, and that's where Visage can offer a lot of damage output with Soul Assumption. So Cloud9, it looks like Bone 7's picked up the Skywrath Mage, so this is going to be a core Skywrath Mage. They've done this once or twice, like run this kind of off-lane Skywrath Mage, normally with dual lanes, so we may see like AUI or Pylai kind of helping him out in the offlane a bit. Pylai maybe stacking Ancients.
Shout out to viewers.
What a nice guy.
Shout out to you, Hakan. You are awesome. Yeah, all right. Interesting laning choices from Cloud9 here. Cleave will do a bit of an invade themselves. They smoke up and looking potentially for a first blood here, holding on to a lot of those initial skill points. But Wraith King, a great level 1 fighter with that Wraithfire Blast, not only the stun, but that tapering slow also makes setting up kills pretty damn easy. Unfortunately for Cleave, though, they will find no one, as Cloud9 are up to the same amount of trickery. They'll throw down an
running
ward here.
a solo mid disruptor. This is
30 seconds to battle.
This is cool. At least it looks like it, based on his items. Like he's been pulled 2 tangos, has the Melt Tally. He wants to 1v1 the puck, and it's pretty annoying. Like probably Max's Thunderstrike at least gets 2 or 3 points in it, and it does a lot of damage. And his last hitting's pretty good against Puck. I mean, both of them had the exact same base damage. Well, Puck has 1 extra, but he has 1 less branch.
Yeah, Thunderstrike is one of the highest damage abilities at level 1, with the 4 strikes doing 40 damage each. It's pretty potent, 160 damage at a level 1 ability. That's quite a bit, but it'll be interesting. Mid Disruptor, I wonder what he'll do with all of the farm priority. I mean, we've talked a lot in the past about how good the Ags upgrade is for Static Storm, preventing you from using items, and of course increasing that duration to a meaty 7 seconds. But it'll be interesting to see where he goes with the item choices. Bone 7 does pick up the 0/0 rune, and he will be roaming around on the Skywrath. So they're just doing a little bit of a role reversal here. It will be Pylai in the off lane on the Beastmaster as the core. Bone 7 will be on the support Skywrath, and he's looking to set up a gank already on stress. And this will not be a fun way for this Disruptor's game to get started. This will be an easy first blood as the orb connects, and Bone 7 draws the first blood.
They get the howl damage as well, and like Disruptor's thinking like I've got this 1v1 matchup. I can trade hits with him because I have Thunderstrike, which, like you say, one of the best level 1 damaging abilities. But an Invis Skywrath Mage of all things, and that's like such an easy first blood to get to.
Yeah. Well, not a great start for Cleave, and now that Disruptor is a little bit behind, things will be more difficult. Fada finds level 3, while Disruptor is still sitting level 1 with about 1 creep kill's worth of experience. That's already a huge disparity that'll set him behind quite a bit, and of course Fada is leading the last hits as we'd expect. Up in the top lane, Khan gets initiated on, but just a little bit of damage coming his way. Bristleback still pretty tanky, even not having an initial point in that Bristleback ability, but it is a 2-1-2 coming out of Cleave. Chikiro will be up top, keeping Bristle safe, and down bottom, Voxa on the Wraith King will be kind of supporting Roger, moving in and out of the lane, trying to give the Bat Rider as much experience as possible.
Yeah, he's picked up a stick. It looks like he's just going to be stacking neutrals, knowing that Bat Rider, you want to get that fast blink up, so having someone stack these neutral camps for him will actually help out a lot. And Puck's got another kill. It's the Howl damage.
Oh my gosh.
Plus 17 damage with the Howl. Sounds like much like you. I missed that one as well. Was definitely not expecting another kill mid. Yeah. Not without a rotation.
Yeah, certainly not. I was looking up top. I thought they were trying to engage on the Bristleback a little bit, but no, that was straight. That was all Fada all day, baby. And I think some of that is just the level disparity now. Disruptor finally finds level 3, but Fada's very close to level 5.
Well, Puck hits level 6. He's gonna have his bottle crowing once, which is fine. Like, he gets his full HP, full mana. Once he has Dream Coil, like, he could theoretically just do that again. Forget Dream Coil. He's got Skywrath Mage smoked up and coming mid. This is gonna be a 0-3 Disruptor.
Yeah, looks like it. The smoke will actually get revealed. Smart plays from stress. He pings it out, and this time he gets the intel he needs to be all right. But Bone7 grabs the 2-minute rune here, the illusion at the top position, and he'll just rotate his way up towards the top lane here. There is a Radiant Observer, so they are well aware of his positioning, and regardless of which way he rotates, Cleave should be able to react appropriately.
That smoke reveal just, I mean, Stress's day has already been ruined, but that would have just been just depressing. That's like, you say, this day can't get any worse, and it starts raining. That's what that smoke gank would have been, and luckily, well, he's okay for now, but Bone7's just going to keep lurking around, and This is annoying. Skywrath Mage level 3 at this point offers a lot of damage, and he's so fast with the boots of speed already up.
Yeah, you've been talking a lot about the power of supports getting experience early on, and you can really see it clearly here, where even the Disruptor is about on point with this position 4 Skywrath Mage right now, which is particularly scary. So when you think about a Skywrath around that level rotating into the mid lane with Fada almost hitting level 6. I mean, they can find an easy kill right here. Even just with the Dream Coil, I think Fada has some solo kill potential against a level 4 Disruptor.
Yeah, I think that's partly why Bone7's still here in lane. It looks like they're going to go in. Fada hits level 6. Oh, I think he thought he'd get level 6 like a second sooner because a creep was about to die, but it didn't die fast enough. Oh, Voxa. So lucky. Yeah. Well, I guess Invis or haste and he lives, but if he gets a regen and illusion, he's dead there.
Yeah, it's still a dice roll, and this time it will pay off. He goes down bottom. Pylai die. Very forward positioning. He should have seen that invisibility rune picked up. He scattered out with the Hawk. Will be the end of Pylai die, but they'll be able to grab the return kill onto Roger as Bone7 rotates down. Voxa taking some decent damage, and Skywrath will continue to pursue. There is a boot advantage here, so he can chase him down into Oblivion. Arcane Bolt is off cooldown, just needs the vision, and he will get fogged. Nicely done by Voxa, using that cute little tree spot right there, but he will survive.
Yeah, almost the 2 return kills. I think slightly Cloud9 favored. Like, they're happy for Bone7 to get these kills. We talk about Skywrath is kind of this awkward. Well, not awkward, but he's kind of a support, kind of a core, similar to the Beastmaster. Like, Paladai normally playing the support here, but he's kind of been solo in the offlane, getting some early XP. So he's now swung mid. Cloud9 just happy to rotate heroes around, kind of not with clear purpose. Not to say it's bad rotations, but just making sure everyone's getting XP and farm. That's kind of always the Cloud9 motto. Spread the wealth and just make sure everyone gets something out of the early game lanes. AUI's farming top, so Envy's like, I'll take the jungle.
Take the farm.
Everyone's had a lane at some point. Like, everyone's had a lane to farm for at least a good minute or two at some point in this game.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah, always one of those support players that kind of reminds me of EGM a little bit. They both, even though they play the position 4, position 5, they will almost always find a lot of farm at some point in the game. Mid lane stress. Well, he's going to be squeezing his stress ball a little bit as the Dream Coil initiates it. He breaks the tether and just ends up being easy follow-up there. That is a 0-3 Disruptor to start this game. and his life is just really not going in the direction he was hoping for.
He's basically a support at this point, and that's a worry. Cleave are playing with 3 essential support heroes. Like, this Disruptor's not going to create any space. He can theoretically do some ganking when he hits level, like has his ultimate. He's got level 3 glimpse, but it's like it's ganking like a support gank. So they're gonna have a really tough time, Cleave. They need a fast blink dagger on this Batrider, which is kind of happening. He's got Boots Bottle.
Radiant's middle tower has
He's doing all right. Good, not great. He should have a decent timing if nothing else comes his way. He did get picked off once in that last little skirmish, so that slowed him down just a little bit. In the mid, though, Puck did finish off that Tier 1 tower with the help of Pylai Die. No points in the inner beast, but still able to push it down quite easily with his little boar there.
Attack.
Meanwhile, in the top lane, this tower's starting to take some decent chunk damage. The Jakiro with 3 points in Liquid Fire, 2 points in the Dual Breath, with some pretty serious damage output there. And Hakan's farming very well on this Bristleback. He is the last hit leader by a huge margin, 44 CS up on him, though still not #1 on net worth, mostly compliments to that tower kill from the Puck. He will grab an early Vanguard, though, and when Bristol gets a Vanguard right around this mark, the 7-8 minutes or so, he is pretty ridiculously tanky. That melee block chance is really significant against these early game right clicks.
Yeah, and this is one of the few heroes where Vanguard is, I'd say, really good on. Like, especially when you get it this fast. Like, I don't think you want to be going for a Vanguard if you're an offlane Bristleback and you're not getting much farm, but if you can get a 7-8 minute Vanguard, it's fantastic on Bristleback. He's going to be very hard to bring down. Still killable. Like, you've got Scarith Mage, you've got Ancient Seal, you've got Mystic Flare. Magic damage still very effective against him, so he still needs to be a bit careful.
Yeah, also very good against the Familiars, of course. High instance, low damage abilities or auto attacks are pretty shitty against Vanguard. But here we go down bottom. Roger, 2 ultimates used to shut down the Batrider, Dream Coil and the Primal Roar, but well worth it. That'll slow down that blink timing even more, and now it's looking like instead of good, not great, more like average, not good on that blink timing. Up top, the Khan will get engaged upon. Grave Chill comes out. There's the silence. Mystic Flare flies through. That's a dead Bristleback. You talked about the magic damage. Well, Vanguard won't save you from the Mystic Flare. And another nice kill for Cloud9 makes it 6-1.
Oh, meanwhile in the jungle, they've used the glimpse. They've actually caught out Envy, so Stress gets himself on the board.
Yeah, finally using those levels on the Disruptor. Sitting level 7. Glimpse to set it up. But
is under attack.
That's the Disruptor's impact this game so far. It's Barrow's dead again. Jeez, this blink is nowhere to be seen. And I think Cloud9 just look at this Cleave lineup and like, well, if we slow down this blink timing, like, Cleaver kind of screwed.
Yeah, and now the Jakiro will get caught. He uses the Dual Breath to try to slow down Pylai Die, but they have plenty of damage. Underestimating the power of the wild axes there, I suppose. And Fada will just be happy to rack up another one. He turns it into a double kill, already 5-0-1 on the Fairy Dragon. And when Fada gets a start like this, it's very uncharacteristic for him to slow down the momentum.
Yeah, Blink is going to be very, very fast this game. So we'll see. Envy, it looks like he's going to go Sneaker Roshan here. He's got Wolves, he's got Familiars and a Medallion. Doesn't even have a Vlad's and doesn't really... I don't think he really needs it. So
yeah, the Familiars do tip the scales a little bit. But of course, the Medallion is the key piece here. And with all that minus armor, should be able to bring down Roche pretty easily. And Cleave have no wards in the vicinity, so they have no clue. Envy's been in the jungle primarily anyhow off the map, so they really just would have to guess and get a little bit lucky with their fishing expedition to punish this Lycan here.
More heroes coming in, get the Cool Beast, get Bone 7, and... Alright. This is more... It's, once again, for Cloud9, about this global goal. Bone 7's getting solo XP from this.
This is an interesting...
Okay, no, Envy's getting the regen. He's coming back. I thought it was like, let's give Bone 7 solo XP. Like, he would get level 9, close to level 10 off of that. Yeah. But no, they'll share it. They'll actually leave the Aegis for Pucker, maybe?
I guess.
No, but just chill. Let's leave the Aegis.
What's going on here, boys?
Let's go one step further from the KYXY. Let's leave Aegis in the pit.
Now I feel go back. Maybe he thought he picked it up and just misclicked it, but okay.
Immortality.
Just playing with Cleave a little bit, giving him some time to, you know, potentially snatch the Aegis, maybe try to bait him into the pit or something. I don't know.
Cleave
what that
pinged it. Cleave were like, wait, no one picked up it. They definitely pinged in the Roshan pit. So.
Yeah, nobody in position though. Maybe if Roger had a blink dagger, he could have scurried his way over and looked for a snatch, but He's just now finding enough gold. So we'll find an okay recovery, looking about 11:30 blink dagger timing. Yeah, it's all right. We'll at least allow him to control some tempos here within an acceptable time frame. They will go in onto the Bristle, though. Primal Roar from the side to start things off. The Mystic Flare, and oh, that magic damage just melts the Bristleback. And their tanky frontliner now not looking so hot. Voxa does have level 6. His reincarnation has already been skilled. We'll find a kill on Pylai Die as they do trigger the ultimate. Now Stress. It does take some damage as he moves into the tower. Fada will take a stun, and they'll actually bring him down. Double kill for Voxa. He's not done yet. He wants this Skywrath Mage, though. He's picked up a 4-staff, and this won't be an easy kill to find, but the long-range Wraithfire Blast brings him down, and it's a triple kill for Voxa.
He just ended 2 huge streaks. He just ended 2 mega kill streaks. That's
1,500 gold.
Yeah.
And level 9.
Oh my god, this Wraith King is just... This is a support Wraith King. He's suddenly looking like the carry of this Radiant team.
Yeah, they needed to switch this Disruptor into support and give the Wraith King some farm priority at this point.
No, I'm all about that.
Hell, go into a Midas.
Yeah, his Disruptor's building a mech here. He's got Phase Boots mech, and like at this point, I don't think he should be getting farm priority over someone like the Wraith King. Wraith King can get a blink. He can do so much more, and he's got 2.1k gold. This is like a amazing time for a Wraith King blink. So
yeah, as Batrider picks up his as well. They will look for an opening on a Pylai Die. Roger on the other side of the tree line. Will blink forward. There's your lasso. Pulls him out of tower. Well, still in tower range, but pulls him into a less favorable position. The Mystic Flare doesn't do a hell of a lot, and the Beastmaster will end up getting taken out. Now Cleave will pressure the bottom tier 1 tower pretty hard, but up top, Cloud9 are already gearing up for a push of their own, looking for a tower-for-tower exchange. There's your Blink Dagger up on the Wraith King.
Okay, so this is where Bonesome has to be a bit careful defending this tower, because he knows there's no lasso, so we may think he's safe, but a blink Wraith Fire Blast is
Owie, right into the Static Storm. Boxa blinks forward, and that'll bring him down. Even Roger coming up to assist, though. They don't really need his efforts. Down bottom, the tower does fall to Bristleback, and they make a decent defense in the top lane, keep the tower way out of deny range, and Cleave will find a very favorable exchange right there.
Yeah, this last couple minutes has gone fantastic for them, and that's where you get all those early kills on your Skywrath, your puck, and suddenly those streaks that's your comeback mechanic for Cleave. Sure, it goes to your Wraith King, who's not a core hero, but it's a Blink Dagger on a support who can make plays happen with that blink. So I think Cleave definitely by no means out of this game just yet.
Yeah. Old Man Lycan has finished up his Vlad's offering, and will just put his Wolves on the tower. They will secure the deny, though. Nicely played by the Jakiro to get that last hit and minimize the income of Cloud9. Fada still lingering around. He has his Blink Dagger up as well, and looking for the opening, but Cloud9 will choose just to back out as they continue to share the farm. Bone 7 now in the, or pardon me, Pylai Die now in the mid lane with Arcane Boots up on his Beastmaster, and Owie just farming away down bottom. He's picked up his Medallion and also his Tranquil Boots now.
Yeah, you make it. Well, no, Hakon just going to go down there, just get his farm on. Top lane though, Batrider's, he's fishing. Roger wants another lasso, but Envy's not a good target. He's got the Aegis, so not really your ideal choice.
Fada's got a Haste Rune. He'll come in. Dream Coil on 2. Finishes off the Batrider straight away, and now Stress will just try to TP home, but that won't happen. Fada picks up a double as Lycan pops his ulti and does some decent damage to the Wolves. Down in the bottom lane, looks like they will start to converge on these two, the Wraith King as well as the Bristle. They know Vox's ultimate is still stuck on cooldown, level 1, 260 seconds, but they won't find the opening they were looking for, and he will blink to safety. Bristleback will make it to the trees, and they'll be just fine.
Yeah, that lane ward for the Cleave saving their lives there, so important to have that up. And Bristleback, if you don't want him dying, he's very tanky, but with all those rotations, with a roar, with the Visage as well as the puck coming in, like that's definitely a kill they can get. So I think Cloud9 happy to sell for this tier 1 tower potentially, but this is not going to be an easy push. Batrider's coming bottom, he's smoked up and does have lasso available.
Yeah, he'll even move on to the other side of the tree line here and just being patient, hoping that Cloud9 will perhaps overcommit. Hakan now picks up the Hood of Defiance, a smart choice, really ups the effective HP of the Bristleback, especially against all this magic damage. But Roger gets caught, Voxa comes in looking for the stun, but Fada will be there with the blink to disjoin it.
Yeah, I think he actually killed the Hawk with the stun.
Oh, he hit the Hawk. Oh.
Unless he right-clicked the Hawk and missed the stun. I think he just stunned the Hawk.
Oh, okay.
Not sure if it was intentional or not. It was definitely first thought to the puck, but puck blinks out of there, so That's just another like Batrider gank fail though. These Batrider ganks, especially if you're using smokes, you want to get something done. And the fact Cleave first top lane, this time bottom lane, they defend the tier 1, but they don't actually really achieve much beyond that. So a bit worrying for Cleave.
Yeah. Well, we see another invisible Bone 7 here as he finds yet another rune. Stalking the Bristleback, maybe pulling out that calculator, doing a little bit of math now that the Hood of Defiance has been picked up. And waiting for the appropriate opening here. Pylai die, still no Blink Dagger on him, but does have a Primal Roar.
Radiant's
So if the Bristleback overcommits, they will
attack.
try and set something up. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Dream Coil comes out onto the Jakiro. They won't have the damage to bring him down. He'll just TP home. Nice heads-up play there. And he will survive. Now Stress gets caught by Bone 7, but who's the one that really gets caught here? Out comes the Static Storm and the Kinetic Field. It'll be Bone 7 that takes a tumble, manages to get off the ultimate, but not enough damage for a return kill, and it will just be a feed, basically. Kill goes the way of Batrider.
Yeah, nicely played here. So Cleave getting some kills here and there, defending their towers for the most part. The top tier 2 takes a bit of damage while that was going on, but still managing to do pretty well at least not letting Cloud9 completely snowball. Like Cloud9, it's not, they're not getting towers. That's the big thing. Like last game we saw Cloud9 play, they just took tower after tower and just got a ridiculous lead. But right now, sure, like you look at the net worth, 3 of the top 4 are on the Cloud9 side, but the Bristleback's up there, and then you've got a number of Cleave heroes still pretty farmed.
Yeah, down bottom, Disruptor will fall to start off this fight, but Roger grabs a lasso onto Owie. He'll try to TP home. Flame Break is there to interrupt it, and Visage falls. It's a 1-for-1 trade. Visage for the Disruptor.
Yeah, but some familiars go down as well, so more gold going away at Cleave, and yeah, Bristleback's getting pretty scary. He's going to have enough money for a pipe now as well, so Cleave, in theory, have a really scary 5-man lineup. Lycan not really ready to offer too much to the team if there's team fights with his current farm.
Well, Cloud9 still in okay shape, holding on to about a 3,000 gold, 5,000 experience lead. And with the Lycan, he'll continue to farm and be a pretty scary presence. With 2,600 gold, probably looking towards a Necronomicon. A little ways off the mark, but a pretty standard item pickup for him. And Eternal Envy hasn't had too much Rat Dota opportunity in this game. But, Courier, little Pudgeling. He will get taken out. Bone 7 in the right place at the right time as it was delivering the Pipe of Insight for the Bristleback. That'll be a nice little gold pick-me-up there for Cloud9. Meanwhile, in the top lane, we'll catch the tail end of the Jakiro getting picked off. Once again, Fada using the Dream Coil, and this time Jakiro not able to TP home.
Yeah, this time no TP out for him. Cloud9, I mean, they just have this way to find these small little things all across the map. When in a game that's somewhat even, they'll find a Courier kill here or there, they'll find a pick-off on the support. They're on the diet side, so they'll take Rosh whenever it's available. The age is expired, so next Roshan actually up in about 15-20 seconds time, so Cloud9 will be probably quick to snag Roshan once again, and Cleave could theoretically contest it, but all their lanes are constantly being pushed in, so they're going to kind of address that issue first.
Yeah. And on that same notion, Eternal Envy in the top lane will pop the Howl, and he will be able to find a tower kill, it looks like. Lift comes out, but it is one hit from death. Jakiro smoked up looking for the deny, and may find it once more. Yes, he does. That's 2 top towers that have been denied by the Jakiro. Beautifully done, minimizing the impact of the Lycan, but oh boy, as Batrider hops in, takes the silence straight away. Big Static Storm comes out from the Disruptor. Will be enough for a kill on Fada as the pipe is used. Cleave rather tanky right now. Buyback from the puck as Envy gets glimpsed back, focusing down the Wraith King. They will eventually trigger the ultimate. That's the big slow, but now Hakan in some trouble. The Macro Pyre comes down. That will repel the forces of Cloud9 for now. Forced after the low ground from Bone 7 will keep him safe from the wrath of the Bristleback. And it will just be a 1-for-1 trade. With that buyback on Fada, Cloud9 are hoping for a lot more. There's the Dream Coil just on 1. Bristle will stand and not break the tether, keeping the back turned. Barely even takes much damage. So Fada, well, just not the most cost-effective buyback we've seen, Gods.
That was the power of the Bristle. That's where having an overfarmed Bristleback really pays off, and they'll get another kill. They actually sniped the Scarab Mates there.
Yeah.
Wraith King.
It was a nice force staff to the low ground, but with the Blink Dagger, Wraith King was able to get in position and finish him off. Yeah, you see the Bristle in the front lines, and Cloud9 just don't know what to do. They don't have enough damage to burst him down anymore with the Pipe of Insight, and they can't really just afford to right-click him, so you sort of have to ignore him. But if you're doing that, then you can't really take the fight because those quills stack up faster than you can do damage.
to get to the rest of the Cleave lineup, if they wanted to go for more kills, they would have had to go past the Bristleback, and he would have just cleaned them up. So they started to focus Bristleback. I think they quickly realized, oh wait, this isn't working, and the pipe also was really valuable in that fight. Having this pipe at this early in the game did wonders against the Cloud9 burst damage. So
Yeah.
I think Cloud9 realized, okay, we can't really team fight right now, or at least we can't take engagement like that. Let's take Roche. Probably go back to taking down some towers, keeping the lanes pushed out, and Envy's going to have a Necrobook 3 soon. So as far as split push goes, he's good to go.
Yeah, they do get another easy Roshan here at the 21-minute mark. So third Roche will be out very early this game. In the mid, they will go in onto the Bristleback. Primal Roar to get things started, but Stress is right there. Throws out the kinetic field. Pipe of Insight is popped. And the Ice Path will help slow things up a little bit, but this time they've got the damage to bring down the Bristle. Dream Coil's been deployed, and will be enough to secure the kill on Distress. It's a 2-for-0 already, and they're not done yet. Cleave on the back foot. They will jump onto the Jakiro. They've got plenty of damage to bring him down. That will make it a 3-for-0, and now even the Wraith King gets silenced. His ultimate's still on cooldown for another 30 seconds. Could be a big opening to secure a kill here, but now Roger grabs Fada, stuck inside of the lasso. He will pop the shift, but is it going to be enough to survive? It looks like it as the Wraith King goes down. That's a streak going the other way. 800 gold going into the inventory of Pylai Dai.
Man, that was just like the kind of one by one. It wasn't like one by one they went in. It was just Cloud9 got one kill, then they found another target. They got him instead. When Bristleback, he was so tanking the front lines, he just didn't have the backup close enough. Only the Disruptor was there with him, and the Static Storm wasn't available in time, couldn't actually really provide much support until it was dead. If Bristleback has the Jakiro and the Wraith King there to throw Ice Paths or throw Wraith Fire Blast, then he lives and he does a ton of damage and gets a ton of kills, but the supports were just a little bit too far away, and so Bristleback, I mean, I don't think it was like they were too far away, it was more the Bristleback was just a bit out of position there, and Cloud9 recognized they can actually kill him when they throw enough at him.
Yeah, and then following that fight, you really see the power of the Lycan in the Visage, is you can just punish those missteps so easily by taking back-to-back towers. Now, Owie will use his familiars down in the bottom lane to get that tier 1, and they just flash push the tier 2 in the mid lane. And what was a pretty even game moments ago is now a huge lead for Cloud9, about 12,000 gold and experience in their favor. Cleave will counter push with a tier 1 in the mid lane, but a pretty minor victory after a 4-0 wipe and then 2 tower deaths on their side. Bristleback will now move into a Blade Mail, as he has been the target of choice. I think a smart pickup here, and a little bit of extra armor will go a long way in his effective HP, but he's up against a lot. Now a Dagon on Puck, and the second Necro book is out on Beastmaster.
Cleave just smoked, but Cloud9 saw it, and he was scouting them out with the wolves, here, and he saw the smoke, so they know that Batrider as well. It wasn't even a full 5-team smoke, so it was just 1 or 2 heroes. And
Envy coming around the backside, and actually the Wraithfire Blast hitting on one of the Necronomicon units. That'll keep Envy alive for now and let him keep commencing the right clicks. Batrider gets picked off around the bad side, but Envy here going hard onto the Bristleback. Mech is used, and that helps buy Cleave some time. Now the pipe is popped. They're just taking too much damage. Mystic Flare flies through. The Static Storm as well as Kinetic Field come out to try and break up the fight for Cloud9 a little bit. But Fada trying to repel the supports here. It looks like Stress will fall off to the side. Now they'll chase down the Jakiro. He'll get finished off. Envy desperately wants to grab this Bristleback, but forced to back up as the Quill stacks are really adding up. It's a 2-for-0. Bristleback will TP home. Cloud9 with a lot of low health heroes, but they will all stay standing. Envy doesn't even proc the Aegis of the Immortal.
Yeah. It could have gone a lot better for Cloud9. When Envy went in on the Wraith King, he was trying to burn his mana with the Necrobook so he couldn't reincarnate, but when he eventually died to the Puck, he was like 144 mana, like just enough for the reincarnate after the Necrobook mana burn, so good idea, and if he doesn't get the reincarnate off, they kill the Wraith King, and without that reincarnation slow, I think Cloud9 could have done a lot more damage there, but it's still a good fight regardless.
Yeah, could have been a little bit different as well if that initial Wraithfire Blast had hit on Envy instead of the Necronomicon unit. He was low enough towards the end of that fight that extra bout of damage would have been enough to bring him down, and that stun early on would have stopped him dead in his tracks, created a little bit more space for the Bristleback to position offensively instead of defensively, and just would have set Cleave off to on a better foot to get that fight rolling. But it's tricky when you're in the fray like that. There's all those units running around. Hard to click on that elusive old man.
Well, it's Cleave. They're going to lose their probably last tower at the bottom lane fairly soon. Triple Familiars up on AUI with the Howl. It's not quite the Drow Visage, but Howl's pretty nice with the Familiars as well when you want to try and push down towers quickly.
A very similar flavor indeed. Puck will continue to level up the Dagon. Fada on the level 2 laser now, so getting some extra stats and just going for the burst damage. A pretty good item against the Bristleback once he gets to that low threshold. That always seems to be the problem with Bristleback. When he gets to about 20% HP or so and you think to yourself, just commit, just finish him, just finish him. And that's when those last few array of quills come out and there's that big potential for turnaround. So that burst damage helps quell that issue. Jakiro almost picked off in the bottom lane, but will be able to get off the mech, makes it back to safety, but now the rest of his team in a bit of trouble. Stress takes the primal roar. Hakan TP's in, will turn the back and pop the pipe. Keeps his teammates alive and zoning out the forces of Cloud9. But the issue here is the rest of Cleave are on the complete back foot. They're headed to the well, and now the Bristleback gets caught by a Dream Coil. Fada will hop forward to try and contest this and does a decent amount of damage. Tier 2 tower goes down, but now Fada gets glimpsed back into the Static Storm kinetic field. He will overcommit, and he will take a tumble. Roger hops out, looking to grab someone in the lasso, but just the summons alone doing a lot of damage here. We see the Necro unit exploding in the face of the Bristleback and takes him down to a pretty low HP threshold. The rest of Cloud9 now on the defensive. They'll be happy with just a tower kill, and to minimize their losses, Familiars buying the team some time, and we'll see if Aoi can get away here without losing the Familiars. Never mind, he will just resummon them, so that makes things nice and easy.
Yep. Yeah, they get the tier 2. Fada died somewhat unnecessarily, but man, it's not really the end of the world. It's still at this point, Cleave will take what they can get. A kill's a kill, but it's not going to really change the momentum that Cloud9 have. They can just keep taking objectives. Age is going to expire, so I don't really see Cloud9. I mean, they can definitely keep going for kills, pushing out these lanes, farming efficiently, but they'll probably wait for another Aegis as well as Cheese before they push high ground. And even just these next few items, like MB is going to be very close to the Assault Crest now.
Yeah, that's for damn sure. Plate mail, chain mail, 1800 to go. Basically just a recipe and some change away. We'll be very close to that Hyperstone. So good news for him. Other item progression on the Dire side. It is an Ag Scepter up for Aoi. I think we've already mentioned that. And of course we've seen that third familiar. But now looking into possibly the Rod of Atos. Has the Vitality Booster up and just needs a few stabs of Wizardry. A pretty signature item on him. It's often referred to as the Rod of Aoi. So no big surprise there.
Yeah. Aoi on Visage with a rod. This is as signature as it gets for him. Yep.
And now the level 3 Necro Book is also complete on the Beastmaster, so they have plenty of pushing power and just so many damn units in these team fights. 2 Necro Books, you've got the Beastmaster units, and then the Wolves on top of that. It's just this giant cluster of summons jumping in your face. And
all these summons getting the bonus damage from Howl. It's just... it's going to get a bit out of hand.
Yeah, and it's also there's also that chaos factor. You know, sort of like the Spectre Haunt, where there is something to be said for just all of these units popping onto the field, and up against it, it does make it a little bit harder to focus your abilities and just sort of, I don't know, focus on who's doing what. It adds a whole other layer of noise to the engagement.
Yeah, just having a big wall of summons. It's like, how do you actually get to the heroes you can kill? Like, you
and the familiars as well.
The squishier ones. Yeah. So. This is tough for Cleave. They haven't got too many options. They need to try and use the strength of this Bristleback to kind of lead the fights and soak up most of the damage, but it's getting harder and harder. And having 2 Necrobook 3s on Cloud9's side, that's going to just burn through either Wraith King or Bristleback's mana in no time at all. So they've got to be so much more careful in these fights just because. And if Bristleback accidentally kills a Necro 3 or 2, the last will damage is going to really cripple him in these fights as well.
Yeah, now Assange is up on Bristleback. Maybe a Halberd on the way for him. I can't imagine it'd be an S and Y at this point. But Disarm very powerful against the Lycan.
There's all this, as we've been talking about, all these summons, even having evasion against Familiars, and Necrobook's not a bad idea against Lycan. It's probably pretty handy to have a Halberd this game.
Yeah, looks like Cleave will group up here, though, and try and get a little bit aggressive. Stress on his way to an Aghanim Scepter, about 1,200 gold off, and that is a pretty big upgrade, but usually it's seen as a BKB counter. And
that was the Assault Crest, so
no.
that's a nice snipe. It was headed to the Secret Shop just to buy the Hyperstone, so no AC for 3 minutes for Cloud9, and that's annoying.
It sure is, but now Roger, he'll pay for it. He gets caught by the roar, and the mana burn for that bit of extra damage will be more than enough to bring him down. Now Fada hops forward, Dream Coil on 3, but the mech as well as the pipe is there to buy them some time. Voxa will get low. He'll be that first target of choice. Static Storm presses through, but no kinetic field, and it won't slow up Cloud9 all that much. Voxa looking for a deny onto Roche, and he may well find it on the other side of the fight. Disruptor falls to the wrath of the Visage, and Hakan as well as the Jakiro completely on the run. Voxa will proc the ultimate, and he will blink back to safety. Now Jakiro does get scattered out on the high ground. The Grave Chill flies through. They'll have more than enough to bring him down. Fada with the Dagon for good measure, and it will end as a 3-for-0 trade. But now Cloud9 will feel very safe moving into the Roche pit, and of course this is Roche number 3, so that yummy Roshan cheddar coming out.
Yeah, Cloud9 did. It was pretty cool what they did as well with the Wraith King there. It didn't end up working, but he was really low on HP, but they stopped focusing him because they were waiting for the mana burn to cool down on the Necro Archer, I think. Or at least that's what it looked like, because they got... You can use the mana burn twice on the Necro Archer, so once right away, and it cooled down just before it expired, so they almost got him low enough mana to actually kill him without the Reincarnate, and it was a cute little play. It didn't work in the end. He had just enough after the mana burn, but Cloud9 win another fight very convincingly, and
yeah,
this is not looking good for Cleave.
Yeah, now we're at that point where sure Bristleback has a pretty decent net worth, but everyone else on Cleave is pretty piss poor right now, and at the bottom 4 positions of the chart overall. Dark Courier will be up in about 1:15, and perhaps that's what Cloud9 is waiting for to really get aggressive and put the nail in the coffin. An even scarier item perhaps has come out. That's the E-Blade on the Skywrath Mage. So, of course, we'll buff up his damage quite a bit, but now that Fada is on a level 4 Dagon, there is some very scary burst potential there that I feel like Cleave are just not prepared to deal with. Sure, Bristle has himself a pipe and all the magic armor that comes with it, but yeah, that's still a lot of burst damage coming his way.
Oh, Roger. He's in the wrong neighborhood.
Yep, he takes a Dagon, and, well, Puck just drops an easy rotation. Easy kill on the Bat Rider. And it was actually Fada that picked up the Aegis of the Immortal here as well. Cheese is in the inventory of Eternal Envy's Lycan.
He's Disruptor, pretty good kind of hero for dealing with Puck in mid lane. Scarlet, there we go. There's the E-Blade in action. That damage output.
Yeah. Disruptor did manage to buy his Ags right before he went down there, so at least that's something. But now in the top lane, we'll see Fada as well as Pylai Dai go in onto the Bristle Jakiro. And Bristleback completely out of mana now, as they've utilized that mana burn to much avail. And I don't know that they'll be able to grab a kill here, but they will harass him back pretty effectively. And just trying to create space right now. Down in the bottom lane, Envy and Aoi using all those summons, moving into the tier 3, and now the Rat Dota will start to commence. As Cleave rotate down, it's still a 5v4 on the field, and this should be at the very least a tier 3 tower, and just perfectly executed by Cloud9 there. Not risking too much, and as the tier 3 tower falls, they'll leave the summons behind and just head back to safety.
Yeah, no Raw, no Coil. They decide not to really continue fighting, and they've still got a good duration on the Aegis left, so yeah, they can wait it out, and they're looking really good right now.
Yes, sir, they are. Pylai Dai takes out the Radiant Ancients, and there's your level 5 Dagon. Courier has respawned, so Assault Kurash should be coming out onto Envy here momentarily. Yep, there we go. Just gets delivered now. He already has another 3,000 gold saved up, and will find himself a Haste Rune. So I can't imagine Cloud9 need too much else to seal the deal here. It'll just be a matter of waiting for that golden opportunity to catch Cleave off guard and take that perfect team fight.
All right, well... Cheese on the Lycan, AC is up, so they've got the AC back, 3k gold on top of that, so it's going to be tough to defend, and I at this point, Cleave really have almost run out of options. They got to hope for Cloud9. If they do focus, sorry, that damage from mid lane.
Yep.
This is just going to keep happening. Like Cloud9, they kind of split push, and to defend the split push, you've got to spread your own resources, and if you're solo defending or have 1 or 2 heroes defending each lane, that's where a hero like Scarlet Mage will just keep getting these solo kills with ease.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, once you get the E-Blade, there's just not much you can do. His burst damage is so ridiculous, and he has the silence on top of that, so even if you have something in your arsenal to try and react or get away, you're still stuck in the silence. And now Cloud9 will once again do some split pushing here. This time there's no glyph available for Cleave, and Voxa will come in, pops his Blade Mail, but the Dagon from Fada has already come out. So Blade Mail not going to do a hell of a lot there. We'll quell that push for now, and just trying to create some space for the Lycan and the Visage down here in the bottom. Cloud9 just being irritating as hell, as now Pylai Dai presses forward with his Necro Book, and him and Fada will even be able to do a lot of damage to this tier 3 tower. Not heroes that you normally think of with a lot of pushing prowess, but with the Hal and the Necro unit and what have you, plenty of damage here. Voxa will go down as Puck dives forward, and that will be the reincarnation. He is level 16, so it's on that very short cooldown. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, Bristleback, Blade Mail, Pipe, everything else under the sun pop. And they will try and do something here. Roger grabs Owie inside of the lasso, but the follow-up damage just isn't there. Actually gives Owie the front of Hakan so he can blast him with a big soul assumption. He'll fall, and now this bottom lane will be completely exposed. Meanwhile, in the top lane, it looks like Jakiro was picked off. Bristleback will buy back here, trying to make the hold. Voxa with an ultimate cooling down in 30 seconds, but it looks like he won't have it in time. He takes a tumble, and it's just the Bristleback left. I think this is the final team fight here, Gods. A big Blade Mail return, almost taking out Bone 7. Maybe the Bristleback can repel something, but there's some split pushing happening here. The top lane of Rax will certainly fall. They finally isolate the Bristle. Envy can commit. He still has the cheese as well. And they'll just let him walk back to the well as they go straight onto the barracks where there is no glyph to keep them safe.
Fada's going to the fountain, tries to go for the Dagon play, but that's not going to work against the Bristleback and the Pipe combined. So, and it's multiple lanes of Raxus. This is all over for Cleave.
Yep.
This is a good fight though.
Yeah, an interesting game. It was kind of even earlier on. It would have been interesting to see how this Disruptor would have done had he not been victim of a very early first blood and then just kind of inverse snowballing from there. We'll see one last team fight break out as Fada gets silenced on top of the Macro Pyre. That will be enough to bring him down, but now the Bristleback falls. He's already used his buyback, so he ain't coming back this time. Now Jakiro gets picked off, and it's just Bat Rider Roger versus Cloud9. And there we see the GG called from Mr. Stress, and Cloud9 will go 2-0 to start off their day of Starladder EU Day 13.
Yeah, like you say, Disruptor, he had a really bad start, and I think even more than Disruptor, Batrider had a really poor game as well. He got focused as soon as he got boots and bottle, and like the first 5 minutes of the game was fine, but after that he got completely focused and shut down by constant ganks, and the blink came really late. He never really was, even when he got the blink, he never used it to do much at all. So Disruptor, actually, I mean, he had the highest kill involvement by a good way on his team, so he did kind of turn the game around for himself a little bit, but yeah, it was always too little too late for Cleave.
Yeah, I don't know that there's too much else to add to that, my friend. Pretty straightforward game from Cloud9. Plenty more Dota coming your way next here, guys. We've got Album Sheet versus Secret as our third game of the day, and that will be starting in just about 25 minutes time, so 2 pretty quick games to get things started. We've been on track so far, which means we'll have another lengthy break between games 2 and 3. So stick with us, guys. I'm Zayori, joined remotely by BTS Gods, and we'll be back after this with plenty more Dota.